welcome back to another edition of the Preds video recap as the Nashville Predators get themselves caught up in an oil slick, losing to the Edmonton Oilers by a score of 5-3. Just like the Nashville Predators' 17-game winning streak at home against the Columbus Blue Jackets that dated back to April of 2006 all the way to November of 2011, all good streaks come to an end. That was the Edmonton Oilers' first win against the Nashville Predators since March 18th of 2014, which, if you think about it, the last time the Oilers beat the Nashville Predators had Patrick Eaves and Michael Del Zotto on their roster. Nathan Lewin, Kevin Churchman, and Ray Ferraro's son Landon all made their NHL debuts that night. And Pharrell Williams' hit song Happy was in its second week of being the #1 song on the Billboard Top 100. That was also the Edmonton Oilers' first win at Bridgestone Arena since November 28, 2013, when Ilya Bryzgalov played his first game as an Edmonton Oiler and shut out the Nashville Predators by a score of 3-0. Now to the game that ended the Nashville Predators' 13-game winning streak against the Edmonton Oilers. You would pretty much say that the Edmonton Oilers controlled the first half of the game. In the first 12 minutes and 32 seconds of the game, the Edmonton Oilers registered 11 of the game's first 15 shots on goal. And also in the second period, a minute and 25 in, the Edmonton Oilers hemmed the Nashville Predators in their own zone, registering 8 shot attempts in that time frame. Once the Nashville Predators were able to kill off that double minor to Ryan Johansson, you notice that the team used that as a building block for momentum as the Preds were toe-to-toe with the Oilers in shot attempts, 11-10 in Nashville's favor before Jason Garrison was called for interference on Colton Sisson, sending the Preds to their 4th power play of the day. With that power play opportunity, the Preds were able to find Mikko Koskinen's glaring weakness, Filip Forsberg, as he was able to slam that puck past Koskinen on the blocker side from a cross-ice feed from Ryan Johansson to put the Preds in striking distance. However, 7 seconds after Filip Forsberg's first goal of the game, Connor McDavid was able to regain the Oilers' 2-goal lead. After Nick Bonino fell down from Connor McDavid's face-off win, that opened up the middle of the ice for McDavid to rush through, retrieve the pass from the left wing, and lift that backhander past Saros to put the Oilers on top, 3-1. The Preds would keep pushing for the miraculous comeback as Filip Forsberg was able to finish off the hat trick, but it was too little too late as Kyle Turris' pass across to Kevin Fiala not connecting led to the Oilers going the other way, and Drake Caggiula finishing off the game with his empty net goal, making the score 5-3. My third star of the game goes to number 97, Connor McDavid. You just wonder how different that third period would have been if it wasn't for Connor McDavid's 3-1 goal 7 seconds after Filip Forsberg put the Preds on the board. But nonetheless, that just shows you what happens if you give Connor McDavid that much open ice. My second star of the game goes to Filip Forsberg. Even in a losing performance, you can't discount Filip Forsberg's sniping gallery as he became one of 5 players to reach 10 goals this season so far. Also, since October 13th, Filip Forsberg is tied with Gabriel Landeskog for the most goals scored in the National Hockey League. So if this was to keep up at a consistent rate, let's not even talk about 40 goals. Are we talking about 50 goals by some chance? We'll just have to wait and see. And the first star of the game goes to Leon Draisaitl. The German Gretzky, as they called him in his draft year, is off to a great start so far this season with his 2 goals in this game, bringing his point total up to 10 in 9 games. Draisaitl is currently on pace to break his career-high numbers from 2 seasons ago, and if the Edmonton Oilers are to make the playoffs for the second time in 3 seasons, they're going to need more offensive production like that from Draisaitl if they're going to make it. Now it's time for preview time for Predators versus Golden Knights. This will be the only game between the Predators and Golden Knights at Bridgestone Arena this season, as the Preds will get 2 opportunities of breaking their Vegas flu at T-Mobile Arena, but one thing to watch for in this game is to see if the Nashville Predators will respond from this loss from the Edmonton Oilers by playing a more disciplined game. As much as there's nothing really to be scared about this Vegas power play, as they're currently the third worst in the National Hockey League, I don't care who you play. If you give up 7 penalties in a game, you just can't expect us to kill them all off, regardless of where they are in the stats. The Vegas power play contains William Karlsson, Jonathan Marchessault, and Max Pacioretty. If you give those guys the time and space, they're going to make you pay, that's for sure. And that should do it for this edition of the Preds video recap. If you need more Preds coverage, go to Penalty Box Radio. They'll have all the Preds articles you'll need, all the Preds podcasts to listen to, and yes, the Preds video recaps will be on there as well. My name is Jordan Cimini, and we will see you after Preds versus Golden Knights.